Hi, this is Anson Garcia, and this is part 4 on the Spark for iPad training. So we're going to be going over meetings this time. So let's get right into it. Meetings. There's several different types of meetings, and the two basic types of meetings are, I'm going to circle all these right here. There's meetings that are very OVC-like. In other words, audio, video, screen share, kind of like OVC. Just like you dial in into a conference, something like that. But you have audio, video. There's no web or anything like that. You're not going in through a browser like you do on the second style of meeting, which is advanced meeting, the traditional WebEx meeting. So there's free and basic meetings, which are very OVC-like, voice, video, screen share inside the Spark app, and emphasis on inside. And then there's the advanced meetings, which we're all familiar with, WebEx. Okay, so those are the two styles of meetings that come with Spark. Okay, now Spark has several, and I won't go through what M1, M2, M3 is, but I want to give you the kind of the technical, the real life, the user experience here. You have a free, if you have the free account, you get the ability to have a 3-party conference. Okay, so you can go sign up, anyone can sign up, and you can have a 3-party conference, audio, video, screen share. If you're a paid customer, you can have the basic meeting and right here, and you can have a 25-party conference. All right, again, very OVC-like. You push a button, the call button, and 25 people will pop up. And I think there's only like 5 that are active speaker, something like that. I forget, I don't remember exactly, but it's very OVC-like, and that's what I want to get across. You can Google on exactly how many screens you can see. I believe it's 5, 5 active speakers, something like that, or a film strip, something like that. And then there is advanced meetings. Advanced meetings are part of Spark. You can choose to have an advanced, buy advanced meetings, but that is, you basically get a WebEx account. So you also get kind of tiered. So you will have, obviously if you have this one, you're able to do 3-party conference, and if you have this one, you're able to do, those two are kind of included, I guess you could say. So it's kind of tiered. So advanced meetings are your traditional WebEx, and then one option of advanced meetings is CMR. So let me just show you. And one thing I want to clear up here is Cisco has said that they are working on integration that is more into the Spark environment, and what I mean by that is, when you think WebEx, you think kind of outside of Spark, right? You have to go to a web portal, you start your meeting, you have a personal meeting room, those kind of things you're kind of doing outside of Spark. So there's no concept of like Jabber. If you're familiar with Jabber, you can kind of integrate WebEx into Jabber, where you can just click a button and it launches a WebEx meeting. So this isn't there today. I've heard rumblings that it's coming out any day, but again, it's June 2nd, 2017. It hasn't come out yet. It's coming soon from Cisco. So let's take a look at what this looks like. Oh, and one thing I want to show you is I want to show you what the user interface looks, or the portal looks like, the admin portal. And instead of doing that, let me go ahead and bring the admin portal up. Okay, I want to show you what the admin portal looks like. And when I saw the admin portal, it kind of closed a loop for me on what advanced meeting is and what basic meeting is and things like that. So let's take a look right here. And if you see, this is just a screenshot of a user that we're going to give entitlement to. So you can see the user. Up there is Jessica Kasdan, and then we have some checkboxes that we can give entitlement to. We can give, here's the messaging piece, right? We can give messaging to, and then meetings. So meetings is what we're talking about right now. And you can see, well, you get meeting for free. That's a three-party meeting. So even if you have a free account, you get that. Obviously, if you have a paid account, which this is, it includes that. And then we can go up from there, and we can do a 25 person meeting or 25 party meeting. Okay, and then the next tier up is advanced meetings, and you see it says WebEx there. Okay, WebEx, and then we have the option of CMR as well. So that kind of made me understand not only that, but actually using it and looking at the user interface and seeing how it works kind of closed the loop for me too. So let me show you that. Hopefully that does the same for you. Bring our iPad up again, and we're going to go into our Spark application. Let's take a look at what we can do as far as meetings. So meetings are held inside either one-to-one chat, group spaces, or within team spaces. Okay, so do I have a one-to-one chat here? Here's a one-to-one chat right here in this one-to-one chat. Okay, I'm in messaging here. Let me go ahead and I went to messaging here, and then I went to this one-to-one chat. Remember, I know this is a one-to-one chat because there's no team above it. There's just Elizabeth Swan there. And see this space right here, this is a space that's inside a team. So this is just a space that either is a one-to-one chat or a group space chat. Okay, so anyway, let's take a look here. How can I start a meeting within this particular space? Well, let me go over here to my three ellipses, and I see this meeting button right here. First, let me see how many people are in here. I don't have any people here, so I know it's just a one person kind of thing here. So let's go there. I'm going to go doing meetings, so I'm going to go to meetings here, and I can't schedule a meeting for a private conversation. So there, in other words, this is a one-to-one, and I really can't schedule a meeting. What I can do is I can call if I wanted to. So that's going to bring up this, and I can call using my iPad. You see right there. If I had a Spark device in the room or an SX20 or something, they would pair automatically with proximity, and then I could pick to make the call using the Spark board or the SX10 or DX or whatever. So I can just make a call there. Let's push that button, and you can see that call comes up, starts ringing, and I will just hang that up. And one more thing to add, I wanted to just show you while you're in a meeting. Now, we're the only one in this meeting right now, but while you're in a meeting, you got your mute button, you have your video mute button, and then you have obviously the X's to hang up, and then you have this button here. You have a show roster list to see who's on the call. That's nice. You can invite other guests if you want to. All right. You can get a keypad if you need to do some DTMF dialing or something like that. And we got swap camera, obviously on an iOS device, front and back camera, and then you can switch to audio call, and then you can also mess with your audio settings as well. Okay, that's it. Now, let's see, we want to go to a space, all right? A group space or a space underneath a team space, is the same. So it's going to look the same way. And scroll. And let's go to this test space right here, right there on the left. I'm going in there, and I'm going to do something similar. Okay, so I'm in a team, as you can see, right here. I'm in a team, and I'm in the test space under that team. Okay, I can go to my three ellipses there, my activity button, and I can make a call right now as well, which there will be a call extended out to everybody, but we're talking about meetings. So I'm going to go to this meetings button. It says schedule a meeting. To schedule a meeting, copy and paste. Okay, well that kind of stinks. I know there's not a lot of integration in the iPad yet with back-end calendar systems, but what I can do is I can copy the email addresses, and that copy to my my clipboard. Okay, and then of course I'd have to go out and go to my calendar, and do something new here, and maybe I'm going to do some kind of meeting here, title test, and Let's go down all day, calendar and invitees right there. Then I can kind of, long press. You know how to do that on your iPad, I'm sure. And then I got one piece done. And then, of course, home button, double click. I got to go back to Spark. And then I'm going to copy the meeting information here. Okay, now I have that copied to my clipboard. Double click. I'm back to my meeting. And what I want to do here is I want to do done. And then um, inside my meeting, if I can figure out how to get back in it, right here in my notes, I can long press and paste. Okay, and there I have it. Then I add. Okay, now that particular meeting, you go to day, there's my meeting, and I can see inside my notes there. If I open that up, I got a URL. And if I go to that URL, what it's going to do is going to cross launch Spark and allow me to go ahead and dial in to this Spark meeting. All right, not the best, I know, and possibly a little confusing, but it is a URL which I can paste in to a calendar nonetheless and schedule that meeting and then have that meeting when it's time to when my calendar reminds me. Okay, and now those work the same no matter if I'm in a meeting, in a space with a lot of people or a few people. The only thing is if you go over 25, in other words, if there are over 25 people and you try to join that meeting, right? It's not going to work because this meeting right here is the 25 because it's inside of Spark. Okay, hopefully that's clear. The other way we could have meetings is you could be in it. Let's just go, let's go to it. A team, let's see, Verizon test team. And let me go in this general. And then let me see if there's multiple people in here. Let's see, people. There's 2 people there. So and there could be 3 or 4, doesn't matter. But within this space, right, I can go over here and I can call, like if I want to have a meeting right now. I just want everyone on the call right now, so this is kind of different than scheduling a meeting. I can do a call, and then I can call everyone. If I hit this button, it's calling everybody inside this space. And they can choose to join, or they can choose not to join. Okay, and let's look what that looks like to somebody else. I had a meeting over here. I had a space. I answered test, and I think we had a space. Who was in this general space? Let's see who's there. Elizabeth Swan and Eva. Okay, let's do that. So let's go right here, and I'm going to call. And let's bring, just so you see, here's Elizabeth Swan's desktop. And on the iPad, I'm going to click call right here, right in the middle. I'm pressing the green button call. There we go. It's going to call. And you can see over here, Elizabeth Swan, since she's in that space, she's getting a meeting request. Okay, and she can join, she can ignore, or, she can message. Let me message, can't make it. All right. Now, as long as that meeting's going on, but she can see if there's any texting or any messaging going on in the meeting. So that's kind of neat. And then she can choose to join as well right here. I just wanted to point out to you that I found another bug here, and just so you don't get confused, because I did. If I go to Teams, and I go to Anson's team, and I go to General, in the General is where this team meeting is going on, and you see I don't see it here. But if I go back out here, I can see that here's the meeting going on. Okay, and there's the General, right? General, and it really doesn't tell me, well, over here it does, Anson test team. So that's where that meeting's going on. So we really should have an indication right here that that meeting is going on here, and it doesn't. So it looks like just another little bug. But anyway, that's what meetings are about. That's how meetings are done. And let me just show you the contrast. I want to show you on the desktop client what it looks like. So let's go back to the iPad. Let's go ahead and get Anson out of that meeting. He's just going to disconnect there. Okay. And let's go back to the desktop. And I just want to show you on the desktop, it's a little bit differently. You might have saw some of my other videos, but if I go to meetings here and I go to, I go to my activity button, I go to meetings, and if I click right here, create a meeting, you see it looks a little bit different. You know, there's not that copy and paste thing. I just got to create meeting, and there's some integration with Outlook. If you look at Outlook out here, it's kind of blinking at me. And what happened is it automatically brought people that were a part of that space, put them in my invite list here, or my to list, and then went ahead and stuck a URL in here so people can click on that, and then I can schedule it, and 15 minutes, alarm time or reminder or something like that. So this is very much like having, WebEx productivity tools. I know you see WebEx productivity tools here, but it had nothing to do with that. I could uninstall it. It's going to do the same thing. In other words, let me just do that one more time. So you see, on a desktop, on a PC, I can click invite right here, create meeting invite, and that's just going to create this meeting invite in Outlook. Okay, that's a nice feature. Okay, one more thing I wanted to show you was the admin portal. So I'm going to bring this admin portal over here, and I'm going to show you a user. And I'm going to show you the user we were picking on a second ago. And I'm going to show you how to turn up entitlements right here. Okay, and you can see that I have all the basic entitlements for meeting for this particular user. Now, right here, remember I said advanced meetings are all WebEx stuff. And then right here clues me into what the WebEx domain is. So this is the WebEx domain. Now, when you turn these people up, they get an email. Hey, you've got a WebEx account. Very similar to turning up WebEx in a traditional way. They have an email assigned to them within Spark, and it sends a WebEx. It sends an email out to them saying, hey, you got a WebEx account, you want to set up your personal meeting room, and here's the URL to go log in. And basically, that's what they do. I mean, they have to go into the website, and you get a traditional, WebEx site where you have your meetings and set up and recordings and all that. So again, it's outside of the Spark app. And so on your iPad, you'd have to sign in. You'd have to make sure to put in your credentials for that vzucas1.com that we just saw, or .webex.com, and you'd have to, set up WebEx if you want to have WebEx meetings, and then you can have all those features that you had in WebEx before, and that's another video. But again, I wanted to show you that the meetings inside, the basic meetings that happen inside Spark, are different than advanced meetings, which are your traditional WebEx meetings. Now, the question may come up, how do I join a traditional WebEx meeting using my Spark? Well, that's easy. You dial the CMR URI, because remember, WebEx can dial CMRs, and as long as you set up a PIN inside WebEx, you'll be able to, a leader PIN, you'll be able to dial in, and it'll ask you, hey, do you want to, if you're the leader, put in your leader code, and you put in your leader PIN, and then you'll become the host for that WebEx meeting. So hopefully this has been helpful, and thanks for watching.